This is CBC Radio 1, 91.5 FM in Ottawa. Tomorrow on Q.
Here I am with a ninth-generation medicine man, and what do I want to ask him about? I want to discuss my relationship.
Elizabeth Gilbert has led an interesting life. Her memoir about her divorce turned into the book Eat, Pray, Love, which sold millions of copies. How scary does it feel to have millions of people relate to your personal story? Well, Elizabeth Gilbert will tell you. Q with Tom Power at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m., 10:30 in Newfoundland.
The National Research Council official time signal. The beginning of the long dash indicates exactly 1 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time.
From CBC News, The World This Hour, I'm Zintar Sirs. Central Hong Kong was filled with throngs of protesters today. By the organizers' estimate, the crowd surged to more than 1 million people. They were demonstrating against a proposed extradition law that they say would allow suspects to be sent to China to face trial. Charles McDermott, an editor at the South China Morning Post in Hong Kong, has more on what the protesters' concerns are.
They're worried that they won't get a fair trial. They're worried that if you speak, if you have dissent, if you're an activist, and mainland China, Beijing, doesn't like what you're saying, that you can be extradited to a different legal system, to the mainland's legal system, which is of course quite different than Hong Kong's, because that has British colonial roots. It has a much different system. The city administration here is all for this. This is their proposal. This is a proposal from the Hong Kong government. Whether or not it is being orchestrated by Beijing, we don't know that, probably. But this is something that the government wants, and they're saying this is what we need to fight transnational crime and to really maintain the rule of law.
Charles McDermott with the South China Morning Post in Hong Kong. Yemen's Houthi rebels say that they have again attacked a target inside Saudi Arabia. Using drones, they bombed an airport, and as Rebecca Collard reports, these attacks come amid growing tensions between the Houthis' backers, Iran, and the U.S. ally, Saudi Arabia.
This attack is just the latest in a series of strikes inside Saudi Arabia and against its oil interests in the Middle East. According to a Houthi television station, the rebels attacked an airport in the Saudi town of Jazan, not far from the Yemen border. They say they used drones to bomb Saudi targets, but Saudi Arabia has not confirmed the attack. The Houthis, who are Iranian allies, claim to have carried out several attacks on Saudi targets in the region in recent weeks. Saudi Arabia leads a coalition trying to oust the Houthis from the parts of Yemen they control. The attack comes amid rising tensions between Iran and the U.S., which counts Saudi Arabia among its top regional allies. Rebecca Collard, CBC News, Beirut.
The Ministers of Justice and Tourism on St. Martin are condemning Wednesday night's shooting of a Canadian tourist there. They say it was a senseless act of violence. Sylvain Valade and his daughter were attacked near a popular beach bar. Police say he was shot after a brief struggle. He was flown to Florida for treatment but died in hospital there yesterday evening. The Raptors are back at practice at Scotiabank Arena. They will try to close out the series against the Warriors tomorrow to win their first NBA championship. Tickets for that crucial Raptors game are going for thousands of dollars. The cheapest seats around $3,000, and the priciest courtside options $60,000 each. So who would pay that much? Well, plenty of people, says Vijay Stuller, a marketing instructor at York University.
It's symptomatic of consumers' views these days of what really is important. And for many people, it's about experiences more than it is about tangible physical products. So for people to be able to experience something that heightens their senses and stokes their emotions and their passions, that for a lot of people is more important than just buying a good off a shelf.
People are already camping out at Jurassic Park to ensure that they have a place to watch on the big screen outside Scotiabank Arena. And one other sports note, Rafael Nadal has won the French Open men's tennis title, taking Dominic Thiem in 4 sets today. That adds another accomplishment in a brilliant career. It's the 12th time that Nadal has won the French Open, and there are 4 majors or Grand Slam tennis tournaments a year, and Nadal has now won 18 of those championships. And that's your world this hour. For CBC News, I'm Zatar Sirs.
And here's your weather forecast for autumn.